I saw a heart come through. I'm seeing hearts. Just don't see names yet. Hello. Katie Q, did you get my response to your comment telling you in about 5 minutes? The comment you left a little while ago? I thought that was funny. As soon as I opened up the dashboard, I see your message and I'm like, I'm about to go live, bitch. How is everyone today? What's going on, Hawkeyes? How are you? Long time no see. Katie, you did see it? Good, good. What's up, Bad Kitty? Be reassured. I got your email, clearly. I got your email. And I started writing back to it. I just haven't finished. What's up? What's up? How is everyone? Okay, so I have roughly about an hour before my next call. So that's why I'm here with all your fabulous selves. Well, Adelaide, I'm glad you caught me live again. I'm glad you're here. Hawkeyes, I just love you. Guess who's moving a half a mile from the beach in, I might say it wrong, Capitola, California. Manifestation is a beautiful thing. Oh my God, congratulations. Congratulations, well done. Hello, hello. I'm very, very happy for you. I always knew you were a badass manifester anyway. And $400 cheaper rent in California. That is a blessing. Well done. That's so exciting. Y'all packed up? Got the hard part over? The packing? I move next month. I'm halfway packed. Bless you. Packing and unpacking are the bane of my existence. It is the worst. Maybe it's an ADHD thing for me, but it is the worst. And I will say it's the unpacking. I would put that in the #1 spot of the yuckiness. The unpacking. Packing is slightly easier. And ugh, God bless you. Do you know that you can hire people to do that now? They will pack your whole house up for you. I don't know what it costs, but I just read it somewhere that you can do that. Like, oh, that sounds tasty. That sounds tasty. Okay, I'm seeing everything come in, so hold on. Oh, you know what? Let me, for the moderators, make your life a little easier. Let me fix this. There we go. So that should, life for the moderators will hopefully be slightly easier. All right. Let me see. Where was I? Bazad. You know I love you, and I do see all your Instagram comments, which are always appreciated. I just love you. Love you, Kim. Please don't forget about me. Love you. I love you too. I could never forget you. I feel like we're neighbors. I'm not even kidding. I feel like you live next door to me and we're already buddies. And like I've said before, it's, doesn't matter what platform I'm referring to. So I could be talking about TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I get to see all the comments. I go in and read my comments. I just don't have time to respond to every single one of them. So I see them. So I see yours. So I could never forget you. Sazzle, thank you very much. How do I respond to SP messaging me sexual stuff when I want commitment? I've mentioned before, me being older is an issue for him. Okay, how do I respond to SP messaging me sexual stuff when I want commitment? All right, so let me give this a heart so I know I got to that one. Okay, so first and foremost, I remember your username, and I kind of remember having a conversation with you about the whole age thing. But here's what I'm forgetting. When we talked in the live stream, didn't we get down to that point where we realize it's actually you who have the belief about the age difference being a thing? Now, I could be totally confusing you with someone else, and feel free to correct me if I am. But him having an issue with you being older, and again, for anybody brand new to manifestation, I know all of this is going to sound cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and it does sound very, like we're victim shaming in a sense, but we're not. It's not what it means. It's just being aware that your awareness is manifesting the world around you. So when a specific person, voices, an opinion that they're not loving that you're older, well, that's just the reflection of the not good enough belief, meaning you're not good enough belief. So change the belief about you not being good enough or that your age is an issue, and change the belief of what you believe your specific person believes, right? Because they're showing up reflecting you. They're showing up reflecting the state of consciousness you're inhabiting. So, yes, probably. I'm 46 and he's almost 40. He says it's an issue because he doesn't want to settle down right now and have kids. And with my age, also, he sees himself with someone younger. And yet, he's still chit-chatting with you, so he cannot help his feelings for you. All right, so all of that sounds like the not good enough belief to me. When we have that not good enough belief, it can manifest out in all different storylines. Remember, each one of us is, just for the visual purposes, we're all living in our own reality bubble. Try to think of that reality bubble as your own soap opera, or what is it, telenovela? Something like that, telenovela. You have your own. And you have all the little individual storylines going on within your reality to make this a very real feeling physical experience. So the state of consciousness you we'll say have been in, you're not in it anymore, of you not believing that you're good enough. Please, if you're brand new, I know you're not, Sazzle. If you're brand new, you don't have to think the thought, I'm not good enough, to have the not good enough belief. If there's anything about yourself that you're not very kind to yourself about, that's the reflection of that belief. So we always have a because, I don't feel I'm good enough because. So until I found Neville Goddard, I would have answered you, the because for me was my weight and my appearance, where I would couple them together. So from there, how our specific people reflect that not good enough belief can be different for everyone. So for you, it's showing up with him having a concern about the age, right? That's the so-called excuse of the reflection of that not good enough belief. So that, how does it make you feel? Well, I'm assuming that it's making you feel, number one, outside of, we'll get to the other part of your question. Just want you to say it. I'm not skipping that. But when your specific person shows up and is reflecting in a certain type of way, I'm sure the concern about your age is making you feel not so amazing. I'm sure making you feel like he's not going to choose me because of the not good enough, because of my age, and all the little limitations that he's added to it, like the having children and stuff like that. So now that you've had that experience, that then now started the belief about him. So the story of he doesn't want to settle down or have a full relationship with me. He says it's because A, he's not ready, and B, because he sees himself with a younger someone. And also he wants kids, and he thinks I'm too old to have kids, even though really that's also a limited belief. You're not too old, just saying. But so he has voiced that to you. So there's a belief about him now, that this is what he's really thinking and believing about you. So now his behaviors, you're going to overanalyze and critique. So when he's showing up, texting you in a certain type of way, I'm sure now granted, some people just don't like sexting, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if you're someone that doesn't like that kind of communication, nothing wrong with that. We just have to decide that that's not how he communicates with you. But I'm sure that when he does text that way, you're making the assumption he's only doing this, he's only contacting me this way because he doesn't see me as someone he can be committed to. He only wants to be with me to do this. That's all he's interacting with me for, because the story exists of the not good enough / not chosen belief. So even the sexting, yes, bingo, see? So even that sexting, just for anybody else listening, if we keep picking at the circumstances, they will always be picked at and boiled down to a belief, which is the not good enough belief. And for anybody else that's new, not good enough is like the granddaddy of not a priority, not chosen, okay? So you're going to be deciding that you are the version of yourself that is aware that she is more than enough for love, more than enough. Now, what I would call the tricky part, and it's not really tricky, but it can feel tricky, is changing how you view him. Because if we still view him as he has an issue with the age, he has no option but to keep showing up that way. So outside of, depending on what your favorite technique is, most people that I hear like to affirm. Not everyone. So I'm just going to talk in affirmations for a minute. I'm more than enough. I'm more than enough. I'm finally the version of myself that believes she's more than enough. I only interact with the most loving version of whatever his name is. He only shows up as his new version. You want to start talking to yourself. I think it's helpful in the present tense, but in the present tense of having. So again, the tense isn't the issue. It's okay if you talk in past, present, or future. I just think that sometimes present tense is easy. I also think past tense is easy, is if you're talking like you've already experienced what you want to experience with him. I would start saying things to myself like, he loves to text me loving messages. He only communicates in a loving way to me. He respects me. He can't help himself but be in love with me. You want to start seeing him that way. I called it tricky to begin with because when you're having interaction with your specific, I can't talk, with your specific person, when you have contact with them, and if they're still showing up like their old self, that can feel difficult. It can feel frustrating, and it can be triggering. You have to remember that in the moments that you're interacting with him, how you are perceiving him is telling you who you really are. So let's say 5 minutes after this live stream, he sends you a sexual text. Probably your instinct is to respond like, "Oh, what the fuck? Why is he texting me like this? Why is he doing this?" I want you to instead remember me telling you, if I react the same exact way I would before as my old self, I'm only going to anchor my ass to that reality, and I don't want to do that. I want to get out of that reality. So I would take a moment to remind yourself of who you are. And I do just want to say, depending on what you believe in, reminding yourself that you are the I am is helpful. Knowing that you can be any version of yourself at any given moment because of who you really are, which is source, which is the I am, which is God, universe, higher power, source energy, moonbeams, whatever you believe it is. Knowing that that's your true self, that's what your consciousness is, can be helpful when you really understand the depth of what that means. And how every single thing you're experiencing, good or bad, number one, there's nothing to fear. But we sometimes forget that, and we get lost in ego. We get lost in our identity. We forget, I'm source. What I'm staying aware of is my choice, number one. And number two, what I'm staying aware of is what I'm going to experience. So I'm going to choose to see a specific person as his best version, as his most loving version. The version of him that's come to terms with the fact that there's no need to concern ourselves with age. Age is just a number, right? Love has no boundaries. Love has no limits. So he's the version of himself that sees that clearly because his true self is source too. So really, Sazzle, it's just you reminding yourself that you are who you say you are. You are it. And remember, when I said earlier that you have access to every single version of yourself, that's because at every given moment, you are every version of yourself. But your awareness eyeballs can only see one at a time. So this isn't a matter of this having to take a long time. Not if you are staying in the awareness of being the version of yourself that's in the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with him. So it's just a matter of you spending more time as this new version of yourself. Okay? Aismo, thank you very much. Help with shifting mindset that being with someone with addictions is pointless, that they won't change. I get stuck on this one. P.S. Love you long time. I love you long time too. All right. So you've had, right, past tense, had the mindset that being with someone with addictions is pointless. Okay. There are lots and lots of people who have transcended their addictions. There's lots of people who have made new choices for themselves. Lots and lots. Do you forget about them? Granted, if this isn't something that you're regularly surrounded with, I get that. But someone with an addiction is not necessarily a lost soul. And the addiction does not have to be something that is permanent. Like, so what your beliefs are about addiction do matter. Because your person's only got the ability to reflect what you believe is possible from whatever state of consciousness you're inhabiting. And listen, we're always going to be human. Well, at least on this plane. We're always going to have that human experience. So we're always going to be a version of ourselves. We're always going to be identity. one version of identity. We have access to every single version of ourselves at every given second. Every given moment is a new decision, a new opportunity to be any version of yourself. So I wouldn't view it as I'm working my way out of this belief. I would look at it as, no, there already is a version of me who doesn't have this thinking. There already is a version of me that exists in the right now, present moment that doesn't think like that. I just have to remember I'm already her or him. I'm already that person. And when you really think about it that way, doesn't that kind of change the heaviness of that thinking? The heaviness of, I don't have to fix this belief. I don't have to fix myself. I don't have to be the person forever stuck in the cycle of fixing themselves or fixing their self-concept. I can actually remember that there is a version of me that doesn't have unfavorable beliefs about anything, let alone what I'm manifesting. That version of me already exists. I wouldn't even be able to think about that version if it didn't exist. So I can just focus on being that now. I can just allow myself to think about what it would feel like to be in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with my person without adding anything else to it. Meaning you don't even have to make the focus come back to addiction. It might satisfy the current version of you to say that your person is healed, right? They're healed. They're living their best lives. They're living as the best selves. They got help. They're a whole new version. That might make the current version of you comfortable to say that to yourself. But you could put the focus on being the version of you that never had the belief and therefore is bringing in the most, we'll say, healthy version of your person. You could do that simply by being aware of being in that right now, in that reality, in that relationship. That's what I would do. Because just from my own personal experience, what we are aware of is what we experience in reality. So, I don't want you to hear that and think, oh my God, I'm very aware of my reality right now. No, I get it. However, with the practice of instead of focusing on current reality, you are spending more time in imagination and seeing yourself as living in the new reality, getting yourself to the place of being able to easily deny your senses, deny what you think you might be experiencing or what your old self is experiencing in the old reality, right? The more focus you are on the imagination and the reality you want to be in, you're going to see that naturally you become that version of yourself. So the habits and the unfavorable thoughts of the self with the belief starts to naturally fall away anyway. So without even having to have yourself affirm something specific to try to stop having that story, you putting the focus on the self you want to be, the reality you want to be, would take care of that by default anyway. That's what I'm trying to say. That's right, Summer. Now, and he's a famous person, let alone the thousands, if not millions of others who have done the same, who weren't celebrities and didn't get their story in a newspaper. You see what I'm saying? Every day there's someone successfully getting out of addictions. Every day there is. What seems to get the most media and attention is the opposite, is those who have it. And, the destruction, the bad things that can happen with it, where more focus, more attention should be on people successfully getting themselves out. It has to exist. The version of your person who is living his most healthy life. It has to exist. We wouldn't even be able to think about that version if he didn't exist. Where people get tripped up, I believe, in manifestation is getting lost in identity, getting lost in thinking of this one version of yourself as if it's just one reality you seem to be stuck in, without remembering everything out here is fluid, malleable, extremely changeable, and it can be effortless change. The only time it doesn't feel effortless is when we are currently entangled with something and allowing it to swallow up our focus. Simply knowing that you are source is enough. But to the logical mind, it feels like that's not enough. Well, why is that? Well, because of all the conditioning we have, just even around manifestation. Look at all the conditioning out there on reprogramming, rewiring. You realize all of that is pendulums as well. Vadim Zealand, reality transurfing, pendulums. You really only ever need to know your source. Source is everything. Source is all. So that must, if we're going to talk in logical terms, so that must equate to the version of you who has your best life. If source is everything and source is all, source is everyone, and everything already exists, creation is finished. Every single one of you could instantaneously, right now in this moment, be the version of yourself, living in the reality that you always wanted to, living your most ideal life. You can be that instantaneously right now. Simply because of being source. Don't blow that part off. That's the stuff that I blew off in my early years. I didn't care. Yeah, I'm God. I'm God. Yeah. Just how do I get my specific person? That's all I cared about. Where I was skipping over and blowing off the most important part of all of this. See what I mean? So me saying that your source might go like right over your head, as in you understand what I'm saying, but you kind of don't give a shit about what I'm saying because you're more focused on getting your manifestation. That's the most important part of the equation to get you your manifestation. That's why I keep bringing it up. And I'm not the only person, obviously, who brings it up, right? I'm not the only one talking about it. So I'm just saying, take my advice. Don't skip that part. Deepen your understanding, deepen your knowledge, deepen your own connection. You don't need anybody else to do that for you, right? Because you've always been connected. Because you already are that. So you can be anything you desire, any version of yourself, and experience anything and anyone you want. You only need to get your awareness there. And you get to put your awareness anywhere you choose because you're source. The same. Let's see. Summer, thank you very much. Kim, when you started your weight loss, how did you stay in the knowing that you had the body now? Sometimes 3D gets to me when it comes to my body. Number one, no mirror. Other than doing a simple mirror check, like to make sure you don't got boogers coming out of your nose and putting your makeup on and that kind of stuff, outside of that, not overly critiquing myself in the mirror. Listen, because I would stand there and get repulsed by myself. I would look at all the nooks and crannies and tear myself apart for them. Nope, that had to go. That had to go. Clearly, that had to go. So, and as far as knowing who I was as in my goal outcome or whatnot. I would tell you that before I really understood states of consciousness, I wasn't really good at that. I was just really good at scripting. But until I understood states, at best I was having hot and cold behavior in all areas, okay? Once I understood states and understood that when I would start to feel like the anxiety of it didn't seem like it was happening very fast, blah, blah, blah. What used to make me feel better was simply what ifing myself. What if I'm just not aware that I look a certain way already to everyone else in my reality? What if that was the truth? What if everyone else saw me exactly the way I want to see myself? I just don't see it yet. What if that were true? I would just talk to myself like that. And it felt fun. It felt fun. The what ifing, affirmations, I suppose. I think that's another word for them. I just say what if, but because I mean specifically what ifs. That would instantly lighten my mood and help me to forget what I was just stressing and fearing about. And I would say, like in logical terms, it got me distracted enough onto what I want. That's what I mean. That's what I did. And really, I kind of still do that. Not just in that category, I'm saying. I kind of still do that. I'm trying to think of maybe the last time I was really upset about something. But don't get me wrong. I don't want you to think that that means, oh, I just what if myself and I'm immediately feeling better. No, there are times I have to remind myself more than once of who I'm choosing to be. But I just find that when I what if myself, that distracts my mind enough to where I stop bringing my focus back to what's unfavorable. So if, first of all, with you, I mean, I know it's easy for me to say, but my God, Summer, you're already snatched. You're already beautiful. You're already there. So maybe like the what if I just shared with you, maybe that's what's happening with you. What if everyone else sees you as your perfect self and you just don't see it yet? But what if everyone else does? I already think you're beautiful. I mean, every single one of us is our own individual worst critic, right? But that's something we're all changing, right? See? See, Summer? Look at that. But it's true. It's true. And Summer, if it helps, the very first time I ever saw you on camera, that was my thinking. And I didn't know you were manifesting that. I'm saying in that moment, the very first time. I mean, obviously, we've all, in group have talked before, so I was aware of it after the fact. But I'm saying from the very first time I saw you, I thought, my God, she's gorgeous. She's freaking gorgeous. That was my first thought of you. So I love you too, girl. Marvin 00, thank you very much. Hi, beautiful. How you doing? Gonna see SP, 3P, 3P2, and guys, okay. After 5 months, almost. What's CS? I don't remember. What is CS? What's CS mean? Gonna see SP after 5 months, almost CS. Damn it, I don't know what CS is. You're gonna have to tell me. You know I'm no good at that. I should stop saying that. Not sure how to feel since I had been feeling I failed and reluctantly tried to move on. You gotta remind me what CS is. Self-concept. After 5 months, almost. No, not self-concept. CS. You made a mistake. Okay. Okay. Listen, I just thought that was another NC, North Carolina thing again. Right? I was ready to say it was me and not you, my friend. No contact. So I guess it was another NC, was it? All right. So, and I love all the suggestions coming in. Can't stand? After 5 months, can't stand? No, all right. So, first of all, I would like to address this. I failed. What's this I failed stuff, Mr. Marvin? What do you mean? You have not failed at anything, sir. I hope to never, ever hear again that you have ever felt that way. You have not failed. I don't think I've ever had to chastise you, sir. I'm chastising you. Don't ever talk about yourself like that again. And you reluctantly tried to move on. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to yell at you about that part because everyone has their own individual choice. Everyone has their own right on whether they want to move on to someone else and things like that. So no judgments about that. But let me just say this. Are you bracing for impact regarding have to sing? Are you like dreading it? Worried about how it's going to go? If I were you, I'd be focusing on, oh my God, he's going to die when he sees me. He can't wait to see me. It's been this long. He cannot wait to see me. He can't wait to see me. He's missed me. I know I would be getting into that mindset, but hold on. Okay. Yeah, are you nervous? Okay, don't want to move on. I felt, but go on. Love your advice. Okay. First of all, I want you to feel confident. I want you to feel comfortable and confident. Listen, since I've known you, you have had movement with him. You have had some very interesting movements along this manifestation journey of yours. So I think that, listen, when we're experiencing a 3D that we're I don't want to say unhappy, but let's say unsure of, don't know really what's happening, blah, blah, blah. It can be very easy to forget about the moments of success because we're so concerned with the right now and we feel nothing's happening, right? So like manifesting a specific person and you've had movement, you've had moments with your specific person or hearing from your specific person or something in reality validating where your mind is. And we forget all of that when we think our current 3D sucks tits. We forget those moments. We need to remember them because they are still the evidence of your consciousness, your conscious awareness, the state in which you're inhabiting. They were evidence. They're still evidence. Don't forget about those. You are not a failure. All right? You are not. You need to make a decision officially. Are we manifesting this person? And if the answer is yes, that you don't want to give up on this person, then you get your awareness, your focus back on to 100% who you want to be. Who do you want to be? You want to be the version of yourself that knows that he is more than enough for the love relationship of his dreams. You are worthy and deserving of it, and that person would be lucky to have a fulfilling relationship with you. You need to remember that. And that life is amazing. Life is amazing for you. Life has never been better, and it's only getting better. You walk into whatever it is, the place you're going, where you're going to see them all. You walk in there like you own the damn place. Head held high. We already know that, 3Ps or anybody else in that equation are completely irrelevant. I know they don't feel irrelevant. Okay? I know they don't feel irrelevant. But really, they're manifestations of an old belief, the old not good enough belief. And yes, they can be the manifestation of believing that people cheat, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it could be that belief, but there's usually a because why connected. Just saying. So you walk in there like you're owning the place, my friend. We are not desperate and needy to see him. We are not desperate and needy to see him. In fact, he's desperate and needy to see you. It's going to excite him to see you. Just think of it this way. Every time you're in that mindset that I just said, you make him question why he is where he's at right now in this moment. You make him question it. When you're feeling doubtful, when you're worried that this isn't going to work, when you're feeling like you failed, he's not thinking that. But when you think that you're more than enough, what you're worthy of, what you deserve, what you expect in your relationship, he's totally thinking of you. You just have to remember that. It's so easy to forget everything we know about conscious manifestation while we're living our day-to-day 3D life. And if someone or something doesn't look exactly the way we want it to in our 3D, it is the easiest place to go. I failed. This didn't work. I'm not a good manifester, or manifestation is bullshit. That's the easiest place to go. Those are the moments that are most important to remember who we are consciously deciding we are. Marvin, you can do this. So we don't have to brace for impact. We can decide right now that the moment he sees you, he's wanting to be with you. I wouldn't even entertain thoughts about 3P. It just doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. The more you're standing in the conviction of who you want to be, think of it as that give a shit meter of the 3P goes down. The more you're feeling on top of the world regarding yourself, the more the third party meter goes down. The less rat's ass you give about third party, the higher up on that, we'll say pedestal, you are. So remember that. What I love is that I shifted my mindset on my SP so much, I don't have to specifically affirm for him anymore. That to me sounds like someone if not in the exact, well, I would say then very close, like next door to the wish fulfilled, because that is something that technically starts to happen. The more you are making the wish fulfilled your more dominant state, right? Your dwelling state, your autopilot, where you fall back to. And by fall back, that does not imply fall back in a bad way. Just mean it's where you land. The more you get into the wish fulfilled, the more your dwelling state becomes the wish fulfilled, the more normal and natural it feels to you to already have what you're manifesting. So therefore, the less you feel the need to do techniques for your person. Now, I mentioned something like this in a video not too long ago, and someone heard it. They heard it from a victim state, but they heard that as that I was saying techniques aren't, you don't need techniques. You know, outside of the fact, like, hell yeah, that was a victim state talking. But no, we're saying that the more you're in your wish fulfilled, the more normal and natural it is for you to be that version of yourself. So there's no more of a need to convince yourself or the subconscious mind that you are who you say you are. And like I have said and have been saying, even the subconscious mind is a fucking manifestation. Even the subconscious mind. Sometimes this community gets so fucking up in arms over you have to reprogram, you have to rewrite, you have to do all these things with your subconscious mind. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Source is first. Whatever you believe source is, universe, God, I don't care. I'm saying source. Whatever source is, as the all-knowing, the all-everything, the absolute, that comes first. Everything from there is awareness manifesting. Everything. Including subconscious mind. So when we're all fucking up in arms and worried about, oh my God, I don't think I reprogrammed my mind. I don't think I did this enough. Just saying, when you remember your source, you stop being afraid of that. You stop worrying. You stop worrying that you're not doing enough. You stop questioning whether what you're doing is enough. Thank you, Steph H. And for anybody out there who is worrying about their subconscious mind, let me just say this. That doesn't mean you have to stop believing in your subconscious mind. I'm just saying, if you're worried that you're not reprogrammed, what do you think about you and your manifestation? Whatever your response to that is your answer. See what I mean? Every single one of you, you're so much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. And it's just fear. It's just fear. But what Salty said is, it's very true. Just like let me use an example. You don't have to tell yourself your name every fucking day. You know your name. You know it comfortably, right? You know it comfortably. I know I'm Kim. I don't have to affirm that I'm Kim every day. I don't have to, because it's natural and normal for me to believe that my name is Kim. When you are getting your state, the wish fulfilled state, to be your dominant state, you will get there and get to a place where you don't need to remind yourself anything regarding what you're manifesting. So like Salty said, the more she's in her new self, the more she's aware that she is her new self, she doesn't feel like she needs to affirm for her person anymore. Because in the wish fulfilled, that's you having it. So you wouldn't need to be reminded in the wish fulfilled. So again, this is not telling anybody that you can't affirm or can't do the techniques. Techniques are wonderful. But that is one of the signs that this is becoming your dominant state. It's a good thing. All right. Justin's Reality. I like that username. Thank you very much. Can you give me a judge in regards to manifesting YouTube growth and becoming a manifestation coach like you? Want your perspective of your journey. Okay. All right. So Justin's Reality, which already you got a good username, just saying. What would it feel like if your channel blew up overnight? What would it feel like? How would it feel to be the you that is, I mean, I'm assuming your goal is to be a full-time YouTuber, okay? And if it's not, just insert what your goal is. What I would suggest you don't do. Don't keep yourself hyper-focused on the numbers, on the subscriber count. Subscriber count is wonderful. It sure is. But in YouTube terms, you could have shit for subscribers, but have really good views. That's more of what matters. Okay? That's logical 3D world. Don't stress out over algorithms. Don't stress out at what everyone else in the mugger world is worried about when it comes to social media. Do your best to not allow that to scare you or put the pressure on you. You just need to start identifying as the version of yourself that you want to be. So, you know, I'm a full-time YouTuber, or I make such and such income as a full-time YouTuber. Or if you want to use the phrase, you know, coach, go ahead. But you don't even need to. You just start identifying with that every day. And the simplified way is what ifing yourself. What would it be like if? How would it feel if my life looked like that? And then you start showing up every day as that person. Every day. You show up knowing you are that self now. Despite what the senses may or may not tell you. Please remember that. Please take my advice on that. Show up as the person you want to be. Everything else is going to fall in line for you. I'm telling you. Don't fall victim to what the 3D world says that you need to do to become this thing. And this really goes for any career. I'm just saying, doesn't even have to be that, what we're talking about. The 3D world and their muggle living, they're bound by those limits. You no longer are. The moment you woke, right? The moment you awoke, awakened. The moment you woke up to this stuff was the moment the limits began being stripped away from you, but in a good way. Okay? Thank you, Brittany Brooks. Thank you very much. Only 70 likes. Hit that heart. Why can't we have a goal here? Why don't we get this up to 100 likes? I don't think we've ever done that before. Let's do it. Let's hit the like button for the love of Christ. Thank you. Someone just did. Thank you. Try not to get lost in the limits of what the world says you need to do in order to have whatever it is you're manifesting. That's the 3D world limits. You're not bound by those limits. Your job, right? And let me just say this too. Thank you, Brittany Brooks. I'm going to need 179 likes. Yeah, I want 179 likes. Listen to Brittany. I'm trying to, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, it'll come back to me. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that some professional out there says, you need to have this many subscribers and you need to have this many views in order to be successful. Okay, let's just say they say that. Now, again, outside of the YouTube threshold, in order to get into the partner program, okay, I'm not referring to that, right? It is still a limit, but it's the YouTube limit Okay, so that might be difficult to forget that that exists. Okay, so once you're at that, once you've gotten yourself into the partner program, please take my advice and just focus on the outcome of who you want to be. Just on the outcome of who you want to be. Because every single thing else would be, in my opinion, from experience, trying to control the how. So when the 3D world says you have to have this many subscribers to matter, or you have to have this many subscribers for this income, throw it out. Throw that out in the garbage. You are source. Is source limited by subscriber count? Fuck no. Okay? Source is not limited by this. So therefore, you automatically must not be limited by this. That's what people out here believe. But people out here are what? They're a part of the reflection of your conscious awareness. So why would we give a rat's ass what their limits are? You just decide you're already a successful person. You're already the version of yourself that you want to be. Everything else will be added unto you. Ask, believe, receive, bitch. Remember that. And the reason why I'm really like sticking that home to you is because it, especially in the social media world, it can be very easy to overly concern yourself with, well, so-and-so said I had to do this in order to make it. So-and-so does this many videos, so I probably should do as many as they are. No. Follow what feels good to you, not what anybody else is doing. And I'm telling you, you will be successful. You will. You will take off, and you will see how you are not bound by anybody else's limits. Just saying. Wish fulfilled state. Thank you very much. Sudden chills last night. CD swear he's watching me. CD swear. Did you mean I'd swear he's watching me? Or does CD stand for something and I'm not aware of what it is? Ask, believe, receive, bitch. That's how I'm going to say it. Listen, okay? That's one of my favorite videos that I ever recorded, was me saying, ask, believe, receive, bitch. Ask, believe, receive. Maybe it's the ADHD, but I can get very bored very easily. Yeah, I can get bored. So I need to add my little seasoning, my little touch on manifestation. I have to. So it's ask, believe, receive, bitch in my reality. So I truly don't have to heal anything in order to have something. You are 100% correct. But I know that kind of goes against what popular opinion is. But try to remember something. Remember the pendulums. Remember what Vadim Zeland says about the pendulums. Think about it this way. The pendulums are always a swinging. The pendulums want everyone to fall in line. And this every single subject in life, there's a pendulum. Okay? I love Vadim Zeland's perspective on this because it makes sense. And that includes the manifestation community. So hold up. So think of the manifestation community and the pendulum. There's always a rising star on a pendulum. Isn't it interesting that the most popular manifestation people, I'm not talking about, I'm talking like the Tony Robbins people, big numbers like that. Do you ever notice they don't come out and say the specific stuff that some of us on YouTube do? They kind of sugarcoat things. Why do you think that is? That's a fucking pendulum. That's why. Because pendulums don't want people thinking for themselves. You got to read Reality Transurfing because it makes so much sense. And if you are at all a conspiracy theorist, even though you are manifesting your reality, just saying, but if you at all have a little in your heart, little conspiracy theorist in your heart, it will validate it. So They sugarcoat things. They kind of like half-ass tell you what to do with your mind. Because they don't want you getting bigger and smarter and hopping off the pendulum. Because the more people hop off a pendulum, the pendulum will eventually lose its energy. It's so interesting. So again, no, you don't have to heal anything in order to have anything. See, that is, I feel that is a deliberate play on words. Because of who you really are as consciousness, you already are a healed version of yourself. There's a version of you that never experienced whatever this version of you believes she or he needs healing from. It already exists. In the infinite, already exists. So you become aware of that, of being that. Because you already are that. So when I say becoming aware, it's not because you not already are aware, in a sense, but your awareness eyeballs need to light it up to make it a truth. So no, you don't. I'm glad, Cece. I am glad. My manifestation coach said that you have to be healed first so that you can sustain it. That is such... Let me word it like this. Then that coach is speaking to you in small terms. They are not speaking in infinite. They're speaking to you as if you are oneself, one version. So let me say it like this. Oh, the version of you that first went to the coach, that version of you, she would need to heal to experience anything different. If she wasn't aware that there are infinite versions of her. See where I'm getting with? See that? But because there already is a version of you that never had the experience that you need healing from, or not only is there a version of you that never experienced whatever that thing is to begin with, there's a version of you who experienced it and healed it too. There are infinite versions of you. Infinite. So the only thing required to manifest anything you want is to know yourself as that self. To know yourself as that self. When I say that self, I mean the self that has whatever you're manifesting. And in order to sustain and maintain a manifestation is to continue being that self. Is to continue being, or dominantly remembering, or dominantly returning to that self. This is why you see so many people who are always in the cycle of healing and never get healed. And it's because they can't. Because they're identifying with needing to be healed. It's a cycle. It's just one state. It's one version of self. So you can't put new wine into old wineskins. You can't fix a version of yourself. You leave it. You see what I'm saying? I hope that's making sense. Thank you, Danny. Listen, if only one person feels that way, that makes my damn day. Kim always has a way of explaining manifesting in the best way that I can understand. Thank you, Kim. You have just judged me. Thank you. That makes me very happy. Thank you. Oh, God. See, now you're all judging me. Thank you very much. So, wish fulfilled state, not to forget about your super chat. I could swear he's watching me. Hello, consciousness. You already know you're connected. You already are. You already are. I don't know why that just made me think of when anyone tells you that you can't manifest something, no matter what it is, when anyone tells you that you can't manifest this, you can manifest all of this stuff, but not that, please try to remember they're thinking small. They're thinking from the limited self of their own limited self. Because everyone knows, you'd think that what someone manifests in their reality, we have no control over. We only control this self. There is nothing off limits. Even the cuckoo for Cocoa Puff, taboo, there's nothing off limits. Nothing. Ooh, what did I just do here? Marvin 00, I meant no contact, not CS. You didn't have to buy another super chat to tell me that, Marvin. That was very nice of you. Okay. Kevin Donnelly, thank you very much. Love you, Kim. Love you, Kevin. Life is perfect. New luxury car, new job, SP mega movement, even if I don't care about movement. Anxiety gone. I'm living my dream life. I am so happy for you. I am so happy for it. First of all, congratulations on the new luxury car. Congratulations on the new job. And congratulations on the things going on with you in SP. This is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Hello, mega success story. Hello, multi-manifester success story. And I'm very happy to hear that things are going wonderful and lovely. See, man, I love a good zhuzh. I love a good success story. Salty, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kim, how you doing? How you doing? Been shifting to a better me and getting movement on some of my manifestations, but would appreciate a zhuzh on my power. Love you. Love you too. Okay, I would be happy to. Yeah, because you're source. So you have like all the power. Literally all the power. You just don't realize you have all the power. And Salty, can I just say, I hope you judge your own self. The growth and evolving you have done over the last, I don't even know, all the accolades. That's what I'm giving you. I'm giving you all the accolades. I am very happy for you. Very proud. Very, very, very. Salty and I have chit-chatted before, and I swear she could be my child. I could have given birth to her. We have so many similarities. I'm very happy that you are really, truly becoming the version of yourself that you've always wanted to be. I always knew you could do it. Because just like everyone here, you are source. So when you talk about, judge me about my power, the power, you have all the power. All the power. You're limited by nothing. Out here is just play. Doesn't always feel like playing, but it's play. It's lighthearted playing, lightheartedness playing. Yes, sometimes it feels uncomfortable, but like I've said before, authentically speaking, when it feels uncomfortable, what are you really focused on? It's never that we're focused on being the version of ourselves that has exactly what we want. We're thinking about all the things we are doing in our life, having everything we want. We're not thinking that shit. We're focused on something out in the 3D. We're judging it and we're giving it a meaning that we're not going to get what we want, or that it's not working, or it's going to take too long. That's when we feel bad. When life looks like it's not going in the way we want it to. Think about it. You're either focused out here on something or you're thinking something unfavorable and you're believing it. And that's why your body starts to tell you that it don't feel good anymore. That's why. It's giving you that signal. Bitch, you're going to shitfucker land. We got to bring it back. We got to bring it back. We got to get back to focusing on who we want to be. And then we start feeling good again. So well done. You hold all the power, my friend. I can't judge you any more than that. You hold it all. There's nothing you cannot be, do, and have. Literally nothing. Manzi. Is it Manzi? Manzi? You are growing younger. I like you. I like you very much. What a wonderful thing to say to me. Thank you so much. Miss Dana DiLorenzo. Thank you very much. How are you, my beautiful friend? Kim, have an SP2 coming in and showing I'm a priority for the most part. It feels so good. SP1 is right there. I know it. Some annoying stuff in the 3D, but it's just the unfolding. Love you. I love you too. And remember, whatever that annoying stuff is, it is somehow, some way connected to you getting what you want. Don't forget that. I know you're not forgetting it, but I'm telling you not to forget it. Clearly, you're doing something right on focusing on being the version of yourself that has what you want, because you've got another, we'll call SP2 or BBL, whatever you want to call it, coming in and reflecting what you've been choosing for yourself. So you're clearly focused where you should be. So anything with SP1, try to remember every single thing is connected. Even the minute, what we would think unimportant details are connected. Everything is moving, shaping, and leading you to exactly what you want. As reality rearranges itself to be the reality that matches your wish-fulfilled state, or the version of you that has what you want state. I'm so glad that you're having a good time in your reality, by the way. I am. You deserve a good time. You deserve happiness. So I hope you're allowing yourself to bask in the being made a priority. You deserve it. And you remember that at all times, who you are. You remember you're more than enough and you're worthy and deserving of exactly what you want in a relationship. And if you feel yourself questioning whether you're really that version of yourself, so let's say SP1 or SP2 starts showing you something that makes you feel not so much a priority, you got to stop yourself in that moment. You stop yourself, you remember who you are, and surrender it. And by surrender it, all I mean is you look at it and you think, all right, I don't know why this is happening. I don't like it, but I know who I am. So I will not allow this or any other circumstance to tell me I'm not this person. Because if we are responding to reality as the person we want to be, that truly is how we transcend our old realities, our old experiences, things that were a manifestation of our old self, is when we stop responding like our old self would. Just remember that. Very happy for you. See ya, member for 11 months. Thank you very much. How does changing appearance work, and do the physical changes occur automatically if manifested? So changing appearance really is no different than any other manifestation. It's you focusing on being the version of yourself that has whatever change you're desiring. State shifts are instant. How reality appears, and remember, your physical body is in reality. How reality appears, it might look exactly the same. But if you're in the wish-fulfilled state, even a reality that looks the same, so even a physical body that looks the same, is in the new reality. Most people, that's where they're tripped up. A state shift is instant. So even a reality that looks exactly the same is no longer the same. And from there, everything you're experiencing is leading to your desired outcome. Everyone's unfolding looks different. So let's say you're someone that wants, I don't know, what are popular appearance change things? Maybe you want to have really long hair. And maybe right now you have a pixie haircut. And you're putting the focus and allowing yourself to think about what it would feel like to have long hair and all the hairdos you would do with your long hair. You allow yourself to get carried away in imagination, right? You might, after doing that, 5 minutes later, look in the mirror and realize you still have a pixie cut. That doesn't mean this isn't working. It doesn't mean that. So don't assume, oh my God, my hair's going to take forever to grow. No, that's you thinking logically. Time and space move through us, right? We're not limited by it. We've been conditioned to think we're limited by it. We're not. You're not limited by how long it takes in the sciencey world, what they say, how fast hair grows. You're not limited by any of that. You got to get your focus just on who you want to be. And everything you experience is a part of that appearance change. So, no, you might not wake up with, hair down to your buttocks the next morning. I won't say, and you'll never hear me say that something's not possible, because I do believe in hopping realities. I believe in quantum jumping. So, and there are people, actually, oh my gosh, there are 2 people I'm thinking of that were in our groups who had appearance changes that did show up overnight. One was with their nose, and one, I can't remember what she manifested. One of them had a different, oh no, that's not her. There's 2 people specifically who had overnight appearance changes. So I won't tell you that it can't happen overnight. I'm just saying that the unfolding looks different for everyone. So don't go into this with the mindset that it's going to take forever for whatever it is you're manifesting. And bear in mind, don't be standing in the mirror, right, and pointing out how it hasn't changed yet. Don't do that. Try not to do that. Remember, our imagination is the true reality. So the more often we're thinking about ourselves and our life or our reality, the more often we're thinking at it from imagination, the quicker it moves out here. That's been my personal experience. I believe that is our effect on linear time, because time and space move through us. See what I mean? Yes, LJ. Yes, it was. It was Summer Sparkles. Thank you. Ismo, thank you very much. Damn, you are so good at what you do. Kim, endless mic drops. Thank you. Times a million. What? That was very nice of you. That was very, you didn't have to do that just to say, that was very nice. Thank you. And I will happily accept that compliment. That made me feel good. Very, very nice. Thank you. Oh dear. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh God. See, this is not fair, because every time I see her name, I get the nervous punch in the gut, stomach feeling. Xiomara. 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 Oh man. You're watching this react in real time. Xiomara. The first one. Okay, thank God. I'm not even going to lie. I started sweating. That was my honest physical reaction to being afraid of your name. And for anybody that's new here, it's because I have fucked up her name pretty much since the moment she got here. Okay? I spent an evening listening to videos and Google telling me how to pronounce her name. And I still get that feeling in my stomach now. I swear I saw SP on the corner of my eye riding by on the freeway. I'm confident the 3D is trying to bring us together. BBLs, every day a man approached me with his name. His name is everywhere. I'm ignoring 3D and visualizing in 4D. I just recorded a video earlier today that is intended on going up tomorrow that is talking about giving a little more depth on what you experience when your wish fulfilled is becoming your dominant state. And that is one of the things I say in the video. So when you're doing effortless things like riding on the freeway, you will experience or have experiences that seemingly happen out of nowhere. And, you know, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Riding on the thruway, I would say, is a effortless, normal, probably part of your life, I'm assuming. You having the experience of like being for sure that it was him does not surprise me. And yes, I would. And if you're seeing that kind of stuff everywhere, that is one of the things you experience when it is. So, yay. I'm so excited that I'm doing it right and excited to see the video. I'm ignoring the 3D with passion. Good girl. Xiomara. Xiomara. Good. I have no doubt, though. I have no doubt. I'm very confident for you. You see dudes that look like SP all the time. Not a coincidence. That's all I'm going to say. One moment. Okay. Let's see. I'm sure Xiomara already sees it, but I have given 2 more people moderator status. I just did 1 more. You'll have to make a comment to see if it's you. I'll give you a hint, though. Other than X for Xiomara, the other person starts with a J. You did notice instantly? Good. I was hoping you would. The other person needs to put a comment. Yes, there you go. There you go, Joy. Not that either person asked either. Not that they asked, but I like to give them. I like to make people moderators, especially when you're in that channel membership. Just, I pay attention. I watch, okay? And sometimes I go back into the live streams, chats, to see who's helping people, who's answering questions but being nice about it. Who's doing that? That'd be a good moderator. So I'm saying that because don't feel, thank you very much, LJ, for backing me. She knows. Just because I make you one, please don't feel obligated. Like, I mean, if you can't come to a live stream or you're just not in the mood to moderate, that's okay. I don't expect you to, quit your job because you're a moderator on Manifesting with Kimberly's channel. Okay, so don't worry about that. That's right, Bad Kitty. Now they can. And if needed, approve their own comments. Which Bad Kitty should know that was part of the reason why Bad Kitty became one. That's way back when, though. She's an OG. And one night, my God, I was so sick of having to approve comments. I'm like, that's it. Moderator, moderator, moderator. All right, let's see. What do you do? So this is Morgan Arvidsson. What do you do when you fear bad things happened? Oh my God. Happening, do you mean? What do you do when you fear bad things happening? Okay, well, first of all, it's a habit. Focusing on bad things happening or having those type of thoughts coming to us. It's a habit. Might not feel like a habit, but it's just a habit. And a habit of our body. Oh my God, I can't talk. Our body responding to it. So you're probably going to be like, really, bitch, you're going to give this for an answer? But I am. Remembering that your source first helps. Really understanding the who you are helps. And then from there, you're going to start reassuring yourself that everything is okay. And it's okay that your mind thought that thought. They're just thoughts. Having fearful thoughts doesn't mean they're going to manifest. But we have to become aware that thoughts are just thoughts first, so we can start the new habit of realizing we don't have to be afraid of our thoughts. Calming yourself, centering your mind, deep breaths, breath work, all of these things can help calm us in a moment where those fears are there. And I just want to say, you are source. From there, you are your name. You are Morgan. From there, Morgan, you're selecting by the thoughts you believe and accept is true. From there, that's how you're deciding what version of yourself you are. So you're like the sun, and all the little sun rays coming out of you are all the different versions of you. We have to get all sorts of thoughts to be aware of our choices. It's like going up to a vending machine, like the kind they have at Five Guys. I don't know if they have these vending machines anywhere else. Five Guys is a little restaurant chain where I live. And they got the soda machines. You go up to it, and yet it's only got one little dispenser, but it's got 10,000 different types of soda choices. That's what you are. And all the extra little choices of sodas are all the different versions of you. That's why we don't have to be afraid of our thoughts, because thoughts can be there. Thoughts are just opportunities to other realities. So when a fearful thought comes in that's really fearful and you're really afraid it's going to manifest, that's your opportunity to remind yourself that you're not choosing that reality. I don't choose that. I don't choose that reality. It's as simple as that. I don't choose that. I don't choose that reality. Remind yourself in that moment who you are. I'm not saying you need to do that for every thought that enters your mind. I'm saying if it makes you feel better to do that, go right ahead. Because your decision is the same decision-making power, or has the same authority as source, because you are that source. So when you tell yourself, I don't choose that reality, you don't choose that reality. You don't go there. But you have to make that conscious choice. I'm choosing to no longer be afraid of my thoughts. Not every single thought manifests either. Why is that? Well, because we're choosing our reality every given moment. So again, remember that thoughts are just opportunities to other realities. Okay? All right, on that, I'm already late. I have to go. I got to get on a call. Thank you very much to all of you who have joined me on this fabulous Thursday afternoon. I very much appreciate it. I will come back live very, very soon. I always love these lives. Live streams are probably my most favorite thing to do. Most favorite, next to coaching. So I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, rest of the weekend. Hot seat coaching channel members, I'll see you all in the morning. A couple of you I see here, I will be talking to you in a couple hours. Yes. So am I forgetting anything? No. Some of you I've seen in here. I know I'm going to talk to you tomorrow too. Yep. That's right, LJ. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll see all the hot seaters in group in the morning. If you're not in the hot seat group, well, you might want to join it because we're hanging out together at 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Okay? All right. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember who you're choosing to be. The version of yourself that you want to be. Okay? All right.